Hello and welcome to Autism Talk. I am Simone Barnes Ambrose, and I'm glad you're watching another video of mine. I thought I would take some time and talk about IEPs, especially since school's about to start. And those of us who have children with special needs, we have IEP meetings we must attend annually. So I thought I would go over some tips, some expectations of IEPs. Okay, so I was thinking maybe I can go over a checklist that can help parents in an IEP meeting, parents or guardians. I was thinking about giving a checklist of things when you're preparing for the IEP meeting, and then I'll make a video about your role during the IEP meeting, and I'll continue, but I'll try to break it up and make it simple and easy for you. Okay. So, as getting ready or preparing yourself for an IEP meeting, you definitely want to make sure that you respond to the IEP notification that's sent to you. The school should send you an IEP notification, letting you know the date, the time, seeing if you're available on that day. And if you're not, you can let them know you're not available so they can reschedule at another time. They also give you the option if you're not able to attend the IEP on that day, you can actually give them permission to have the IEP without you. You can give them permission to give you a phone call, do it on the phone. You can also give them permission for them to do the IEP via Zoom or what do we call that? Virtually. So you can give different permissions, or you can tell them, no, I will not be able to attend. Please reschedule. So you have those options, but you must respond to the IEP in a certain amount of time so that they can schedule it for you. All right. This IEP notice should also let you know what the IEP is for, because the IEP could be for, I'm sorry, for it could be initial, which is this is their very first time trying to see if they qualify for special ed services. It can also be their annual that they have every year, or it could be their triannual every 3 years. And it could be one that they're adding to it because they see that some changes need to be made throughout within that year. So make sure you respond to the notification that they give you. And also make sure you check and see the date, the time, and the location, and then if you're able to attend or not in your options, okay? Be clear on the purpose of the IEP meeting. Make sure you know what the IEP meeting is for. If it's an initial, if it's annual, if it's triannual, if it's a suspension, okay? They do IEPs if your child is being suspended. So make sure you know what that IEP is for so that you will be prepared for that meeting. It won't be a shock or a surprise. Once you're there in the IEP, well, before you get to the IEP meeting, what you need to do is sit down with your child and whoever else is involved in the child's education, and you guys brainstorm some of their strengths, the child's strengths, some of their needs, some challenges they have, and write down a list. Come up with a list of those areas so you can bring it to the team because we're trying to support the child. All right, these are things that you can share within the IEP meeting. Also, write down some questions and some concerns that you may have, all right? This will help the IEP meeting move smoothly, as well as address your concerns. So make sure you write down some questions so that you don't forget the questions when you get there. When you're there, or before you get there, I apologize, review copies of the child's old IEPs, the previous ones, the ones last year, year before last, and see what progress you see and see how, they're progressing. And you can bring that information to the IEP meeting. Believe me, they should be aware of the previous IEPs, but still you can come in with some information. You can also bring in a copy if you have one. If you don't, ask for a copy. If you can't find your copy, you can ask for a copy from the school, and they will provide you a copy. It takes about 5 days or so for them to get the copy, so make sure you put in a request early, all right? If you have specific concerns, areas of goals in mind for your child, make sure you contact the case carrier, the person who's in charge of the IEP. Every child has a case carrier. It's one person who's in charge of their IEP, collecting all the information, all the data to bring that information into the IEP. So make sure you contact that carrier and discuss any ideas that you may have or concerns that you may have that you want included in the IEP before the IEP meeting is even there, okay? You are allowed to do this. And usually that case carrier should reach out to the parent and ask, do you have any concerns, anything you want to share, anything goals or any specific things you have in mind. I know for the triannuals, they definitely reaching out to you. On the annual, they may not. Okay. If the meeting plans an address change or the program change or transition into something to a new school, you might want to find out more information about those plans. So if it's a transition IEP, or moving into another school, maybe say they're in middle school, about to go to high school. So they're an 8th grader going to 9th grade. You want to make sure you know that that's what that IEP is about. And they're making the IEP to send the kid to another school that following year. So they're having those services in high school. So you want to research that high school. Is that the one you want your child to attend? Because they're going to give you the one that they feed into, that all their children go to, that have the services that are provided, that your child is needed, and that's the school that provide those services. But you can also research that school and research other schools, okay? And you can talk to the special education teacher at the school or the programs to help set up some interviews you might want to do. You might want to tour the school. You might want to go see how their program operates. You can do that, all right? And something else, you might want to tape record the IEP, but you must get permission to have it recorded, and you must ask for permission. I think it's about 24 hours before the IEP, but definitely you need to let them know before. You can't come that day talking about I'm recording. That's illegal, okay? Even if you record it and you try to use this in a court of law or something like that, it will not be heard. So make sure you get permission to record the IEP meeting, and you can have your IEP meeting recorded, all right? Let them know 24 hours before the meeting. You may indicate this on the IEP conference notice if returned within the timeline that they tell you, okay? So you can let them know on that notification, I would like the IEP meeting to be recorded. So those are some items that come to mind about to assist parents before going to an IEP meeting, okay? Preparing yourself mentally, preparing your child, and knowing what you're going to communicate or talk about or discuss, things that you need to review, revise, and set new goals for your child, okay? And remember, the IEP is about the child, not the parent, the child. And the parent brings in a wealth of information that the school knows nothing about, because you are with the child at home. So bring that information and experience to the school. Thank you. That is my checklist for preparing for an IEP for parents or guardians. Thank you for watching my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching another video of mine, and I appreciate it. Now, have a great day, and don't forget to share this information with others. Also, subscribe so that I can get this information out to as many people as possible, because there is no reason for us to be afraid of anyone with autism or any disabilities, okay? Thank you, and have a great day.